All clear. Dispatch, enjoy your ride. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another wonderful episode of Theme Park Tempo, coming to you today from Six Flags Great Adventure here in Jackson, New Jersey, at the opening skyline right in the park. Getting ready to go in and bring you with us. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome officially to Six Flags Great Adventure, Jackson, New Jersey. This is my home theme park. Walking right through down the Main Street area here. Wonderful shops and knickknacks along the way. Fountain in the middle with the Joker in the background. Some world-class coasters I've been on before a bunch of times. I'm going to try to give you my review as if I'm going on them for the first time, but I can't help you out if I don't. Either way, enjoy. Entering Plaza del Carnival, first ride of the day is one of my favorite wooden roller coasters of all time, made by Intamin, is El Toro. Up until recently, was my favorite wooden roller coaster. She's still a beast. She still rides wonderfully. Excellent drop, excellent twists and turns, wonderful airtime. She is an airtime machine. Give you my technical breakdown when I get off.
I better start using it.
Alrighty, first up on the technical breakdown is the Intamin wooden roller coaster known as El Toro, one of my favorite of all times. She is a beast, and she did not disappoint at Six Flags Great Adventure. Total intensity rating of 9.1. Wonderful first drop. Wonderful G-forces throughout the whole entire ride. Excellent. Total track layout of 9.2. She's not only a beauty to look at, but she's a beauty to ride as well. Total theming of a 7.0. This roller coaster uses the old Viper station and has some added elements throughout the queue as well. So moderately themed. Complete track smoothness altogether, though, of a 9.3. She runs smooth, she always has, and I feel like she's going to for quite some time. Total airtime, though, once again, El Toro, one of my airtime machine coasters, ranking in at a 9.3. Total rerideability of a 9.4. Altogether, she is a magnificent coaster. She was my favorite wooden roller coaster and one of my favorite coasters altogether before I rode the Voyage. Unfortunately, she got knocked down, but she still does rank in at a whopping total tempo tickets of a 9.04. 9.04 for El Toro. The tallest, second fastest roller coaster in the world, also made by Intamin, is King Dakar, 0 to 128 miles an hour, 456 feet tall. She is a beauty to look at, and we're getting on her now. Up next on the technical breakdown sheet is going to be the world's tallest and second fastest roller coaster in King Dakar, also made by Intamin as well. And if you never had a chance to go on King Dakar, boy, are you missing out. What an intense rush. I mean, it's one of the quickest roller coasters out there, but it's definitely one of the most intense. Speaking of intensity, ranking in at a total of 9.5. 0 to 128 in 2 seconds. You don't get any intenser than that, in my opinion. A little longer than 2 seconds, my apologies. Total track layout, though, of an 8.5. It is a beauty to look at. She is tall, she is magnificent, she is short. That's why the 8.5, but altogether, though, what a beast. Total theming of 6. The Q's moderately themed, but nothing outrageous or immersive as well. Moving on now to track smoothness. She's got a little rattly in her late years. She debuted back in 2004, so 16 years she's been running. And 16 years as the tallest coaster in the world is one heck of a title to have that many years. She is a little rattly, though, but not worse, so 8.5 altogether. Total airtime, though, 6. Some people like to argue on this coaster you don't get much airtime. I really feel that second hill adds a nice amount of airtime coming out of your seat. It is amazing. And then a total rideability factor of 9 altogether. Keep going on and on again. You're always going to get thrilled from King Dakar. Ranking in King Dakar's total tempo tickets at an 8.05. 8.05 total tempo tickets for King Dakar. So just had a wonderful ride on King Dakar as well as Zuma Jarrow. My friend Danny had his ride on Zuma Jarrow. He loved it. Tell us about your ride on Zuma Jarrow.
Oh, it's amazing.
He didn't go on.
I didn't.
He didn't go on, but it's all good. Wonderful times here at Six Flags. It's hot as hell, but making the best of it. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Zuma Jarrow, Drop of Doom, the tallest and fastest drop ride in the world. And she does not disappoint every single time we get on. Total length of the attraction getting an 8.87 just because of how high it is and how long it does take you to get up there. It's not the longest ascend, but it is nice and it gets you tingling and ready to go. Height altogether of 9.5, 415-foot drop. You can't beat that, and that plays into the intensity factor of it. Also a 9, 415 feet, 91 miles an hour, straight down. You hear the click, and you drop. And you drop 415 feet, and it is amazing every time. Total theming of 5, nothing much on the station at all, really just a facade out front, and about a half-mile walk into the attraction. Altogether, though, Zuma Jarrow ranking in a total of 8.10 total tempo tickets. 8.0 total tempo tickets for Zuma Jarrow. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is the V&M floorless invert known as Bizarro. She debuted here in 1999, originally known as Medusa when she debuted. I remember coming here back when it opened, over 4-hour waits. Recently rethemed the Bizarro. Got a bunch of theming around it. Nice, decent ride. Always fun to get a ride on here. Still smooth for its age as well. See if we get an off-ride shot. Always a fun time getting on Bizarro. Wonderful B&M floorless coaster, and it still holds up for all the years it's been here. Here's now my technical review on Bizarro. Up next on the technical breakdown sheet is the B&M floorless invert known as Bizarro. Bizarro debuted back in the park in 1999 as Medusa, and boy do I remember those lines as a kid. About 4 hours long the line got. Now it's not 4 hours anymore, no. Now it goes down to about walk-on every time you get into the park. But either way, here's Bizarro, ranking in at a total intensity of 7. Not the most intense floorless invert out there, but definitely some thrills. Wonderful, wonderful inversions. However, it is a beauty of a coaster to look at. The track layout is phenomenal. It overlooks the safari, and it just looks appealing to the eye, does the track. Total theming is 6, some moderate theming walking in and up to the station, nothing crazy all around. Total track smoothness, even though with this age, she's still running very well at a decent smoothness of 7.5. Floor altogether for airtime is only a 4, nothing crazy, a little bit at the end when you go through the corkscrew section, but nothing too insane. And then a total re-rideability factor though of 8. I mean, it was a lot of fun to get on Bizarro. All tickets at 6.73. 6.73 total tickets for Bizarro. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the original Arrows. It's the oldest roller coaster in the park, and Runaway Train. Typical standard mine train operations, nothing crazy, but always a fun ride to get on, and it does take you around the lake back there. Give me my thoughts when I get off. Another great ride on Runaway Train. Caught some guy's hat that flew off, but that never happened to me before, so that was cool. Always a fun time. It was Danny's first time on Runaway Train. You enjoy it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he loved the ride. Heading over now to Superman and Green Lantern in the boardwalk area of the park. Ladies and gentlemen, is the Arrow Mine Train, known as Runaway Train. She's one of the very, very few original attractions left from park open in 1974. And she still stands today, and what a historic ride she is to get on every single time. It is fun for the historic value of it. However, though, technical breakdown of it, it's not the best, but here we go either way. Total intensity of a 5, very family-friendly in that mannerisms. Total track layout of a 6.5, though. It does go around some water and some nice scenery back towards Bizarro back there. And some nice parts of the woods you do go through. But, yeah, 6.5 for that, and a total theming of a 6.5 too, because the station is in the fort. It does give you that frontier vibe, semi. Total track smoothness, though, of a 6 for how old she is. She still is decently smooth, not the worst and the bumpiest, but definitely not the smoothest by any means. Total airtime of 5, you get a little bit coming out when you go around the lake and you dive into the lake, but nothing other than that. And a total re-rideability factor of 6. I mean, go on once or twice, 2 or 3 times, and you're not going to keep going on and on again, though, however. So I'm ranking in a total tempo tickets for Runaway Train at a 5.72. 5.72 total tempo tickets for the Runaway Train. Here in the boardwalk area of the park at Six Flags Great Adventure, which leads up here to parachutes in the background. We have the slingshot here. I'm not sure if it is operational today. I might give it a whirl. In the back, we have a flying coaster in Superman and a stand-up one in Green Lantern. Green Lantern actually came here from Kentucky Kingdom a few years back. I recently went to Kentucky Kingdom, but I only got to ride it here. NPC. All right, ladies and gentlemen, up first is a B&M Flyer known as Superman. Unlike the Vekoma Flyer we went on in Maryland, this one you are laying down at the station. Unfortunately, they make you go to lockers here, so I can't take you up to the full station. But I will give you my thoughts and my final breakdown here now on Superman Ultimate Flight. Up next on the technical breakdown sheet is the B&M Flyer known as Superman. There's going to be a big B&M park, by the way, so brace yourselves. But either way, yes, the B&M invert known as Superman Ultimate Flight. Unlike the Vekoma invert, like I told you that I went on in Maryland, this one you sit down and then it pulls you up as opposed to laying down on your back. So either way, though, total intensity of 8, especially that first loop. I don't think you feel more G-force on any loop in any roller coaster than that first loop on Superman Ultimate Flight. Track layout of 7. She is one of the very first coasters you see in the park, and she does look nice in my opinion. Not the nicest flying coaster, but she does look nice to the eye, so I'll give her a 7. Total track theming of 6. It's very late walking up. It's cardboard cut out the theme park and a lot of these Six Flags roller coasters, unfortunately. So you get a 6 for that. Total track smoothness, though, even after all the years when she debuted back in 2002, still ranking in decent at a 7.5. Airtime, maybe a 3, nothing too nuts, especially the way you are in the restraints. You don't have room for much airtime. And then a total re-rideability factor of 7.5, because it does give you the sensation like you're flying, and it is really cool like that. There we go, ranking in total tempo tickets for Superman Ultimate Flight at 6.48. 6.48 total tempo tickets for Superman Ultimate Flight. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is also another B&M in the Green Lantern. This is one that came here from Kentucky Kingdom, reassembled here as the Green Lantern. What's really cool, if you see that yellow loop, the rest of the track is green. Originally, this roller coaster was yellow, and they kept the one yellow loop from when it came from Kentucky Kingdom in homage to its original place at Six Flags over Kentucky, now known as Kentucky Kingdom. Give my final review and breakdown on Green Lantern. Up next is the B&M invert known as Green Lantern. She is a stand-up roller coaster, and she took the place of the Great American Scream Machine. I would say she's a good replacement. Not the best, but definitely a good replacement for the Scream Machine. Ranking it at a total intensity of a 7.5. Nice amount of inversions. Just standing up definitely adds a little bit of an element to it. And it's not the slowest coaster by any means. So definitely a 7.5. Decent intensity. Nice track layout. She does look really cool. There are some added elements throughout the track. Some near misses, especially with some okay theming around it. And that's why it's going to get a 6 for the theming. It does have a really cool plane in the queue line, but other than that, it's not. It's just very generic, and that's what Six Flags goes with all these. Although she is a little bit older, but smoothness is 6.5. It does get a little head rattly, especially towards the back. I had a front row ride on this when I went, but the more back you are, the more your head does rattle. So you can tell it's aged a little bit on there for sure. Total airtime is 6, nothing crazy. A little bit when you get down the drop and through some of the dips towards the end, but nothing insane. And a total re-rideability factor of 7 altogether, putting in the Green Lantern stand-up E&M at a 6.73. 6.73 for the Green Lantern. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is the Joker, which is made by S&S Worldwide. It is the first installment out of 4 that Six Flags has at parks around the world. It brings you up a lift, and then it's pretty much a free spinning coaster throughout. It's pretty short, but very, very intense. You get a lot of flips and turns on there. But S&S Worldwide, I was doing a bit of research before we go on here, is a subdivision of Arrow, which are the same people who made the old Arrow trains back in the day, as well as the Runaway Mine Train we went on recently. But either way, yeah, give you your thoughts when we get off. A Joker. Real quick, though, right next to Joker is the Harley Quinn. It's a junior coaster. I don't think we're going to be going on it today because we want to get on everything else, but it's nothing to really rate. It's just a junior coaster. I'm going to give it altogether probably like a 4.5 to 5. But yeah, give me your thoughts once we get off of the Joker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just got off of the Joker. As always, a wonderful ride. Great times. Like I said, we got the Fast Pass today, and we definitely needed it because even with the social distance, this park is pretty crowded for a Monday. Gonna head over to Nitro, Metropolis, Dark Knight, and Batman the Ride, all that stuff down this way in the park. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, up next is the S&S Worldwide free spin coaster known as the Joker. The Joker debuted here back in 2016, and then 3 other just debuted in other Six Flags parks in 2017. But wonderful fun ride, great addition. They knocked down the grandstands in that area, so at least they put something back there that we can love and enjoy in the Joker. Altogether, an intensity of an 8.2. Every ride is different. You don't know which way you're going, either which way on any ride, which is really cool about the Joker. So you do get a different ride experience every time. So definitely 8.2 for that. Total track layout of 6.5. It is a one-dimensional. It is a one-plane coaster. I'm not a big fan of them, but I do like the Joker. And I do like Tigers. So maybe I'm getting them to like them. But I do appreciate more so of a layout that is more appeasing to the eye than just a one plane. Even though for the sake of this coaster, I get it, but there are, I feel, better one plane coasters out there than the Joker. However, though, total theming of a 6.5, some decent Carnival-like-esque theming leading up to it, which is supposed to be Carnival theming because that's what the Joker is all based on. So, however, though, she is a wonderfully smooth ride at 8.5, still fairly new and operational in that matter, so definitely ranking it on the smoothness. Of a higher number right now. Airtime of 2. You don't get much airtime. A lot of it really is flips and turns. You get some on the hops up top, but it's not. It's more of a flippy and turny coaster than anything. And a total re-rideability factor of 8 because she is a lot of fun, and you keep going on, you're going to get a different ride every single time. Ranking in the total tempo tickets for the Joker at a 7.14. 7.14 total tempo tickets for the Joker. So if you're coming to Six Flags expecting to go on Battle for Metropolis, just know that it is closed currently. Not sure why. I mean, it's dark ride, but there's been dark rides that I've been on during the social distancing pandemic, quote unquote, and they've been fine. So I'm not sure why we are not operational here. It's really sad because we're really hot and we wanted to escape from the heat a little bit. Luckily, we could go on Dark Knight, which is also air conditioned, but this is unfortunately sad that we are shut down. They knew me and Danny were coming, and they knew I was gonna. So that's why they.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is the Dark Knight Indoor Wild Mouse Roller Coaster. She is a Mack Ride production. Same people who made Cobra's Curse, pretty much. I've been on her plenty of times, but I'm going to try to take you inside and give you a great review of the Dark Knight. Normally there's a pre-show in this area, but I don't think we're getting the pre-show today, unfortunately. No pre-show? Nah. Makes sense, yeah. Well, it's nice in here, it's not hot. Even on it's supported. Right? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're about halfway through our day. We only got a few rides left to go on, but it is extremely hot here at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. My boy Danny hasn't been to a theme park all year, and the heat is getting to him in the mask, isn't it? It's hard out there. What are your thoughts so far on wearing a mask in a theme park? Does it kill your experience?
Kinda.
Yeah, right? So, we're trying our best. We're doing our due diligence. We're going to get on the rides, but we're probably not going to stay to the end. But either which way, we'll come back to you later with our final review. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, just got off the Dark Knight. And, I mean, it's a great theme. We skipped the pre-show. But on the ride, there is no audio during the Joker part. And they also missed the, at the end where you hear that horn. There's like a van that like goes after your train, and it didn't happen. The horn went off, because the lights were about 5 seconds early. So Six Flags, you definitely need some upkeep on the Dark Knight, because that was one of the worst rides I've ever had on it, because nothing was synced up. Sorry, but it's the truth. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is the Wild Mouse Indoor Dark Ride Coaster, known as the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is made by Mack Ride Productions, and she was a wonderful escape from the heat. Let me tell you that. Normally it does have a pre-show. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you the pre-show due to COVID. However, though, still a wonderful time getting on the Dark Knight. Total intensity, though, of 5.5. It's a Wild Mouse intensity, so don't expect nothing insane. Total track layout of a 7.5. She is one of my favorite Wild Mouses to get on, and I do appreciate the track layout a lot. Total theming, though, and this is where the ride excels, is an 8. Like I said, normally wonderful pre-show, wonderful audio, and animatronics, not animatronics, but figurines throughout. The audio, like I said, was a little, but I'm basing this on what it normally is, and hopefully I just had a bad ride, and Six Flags does fix everything else. Total track smoothness of an 8, still a fairly new ride, not the newest, but still a fairly new ride, and it's keeping its smoothness altogether at an 8. Airtime at a 6.2, you do get some nice airtime at the end, nothing too crazy at the beginning, and a re-rideability factor of a 7.5, making total tempo tickets for the Dark Knight ranking in at a 6.96, 6.96 total tempo tickets. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Batman the Ride, a B&M invert which is recycled through about 4 or 5 Six Flags, and also in the SeaWorld San Antonio Park. There's an exact replica of this called the Great White. But yeah, about to get on it. Been on it many times before. Getting on the credit once again today for Batman the Ride. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, just got off of Batman the Ride. And as always, a wonderful B&M invert. I mean, it sucks they clone them all throughout all these Six Flags, but it is a dang good ride to get on. Batman the Ride, as always, you deliver. Now it's time for my technical breakdown of Batman the Ride. Up next on the technical breakdown sheet is Batman the Ride. Batman the Ride is a B&M floorless invert, and there are many versions of Batman the Ride, so if you live close to a Six Flags, chances are, or SeaWorld San Antonio, chances are you've been on some type of clone of Batman the Ride out there. Made by B&M. It is a nice track layout though, so I'll give her that. Total intensity of a 7.5. Really nice amount of inversions. Your feet are dangling. G-force is excellent the whole entire time, so definitely a 7.5. Total layout though of an 8. She's nice and compact and wonderful to look at, no matter what Six Flags or SeaWorld park you are potentially at. total theming, at least at this Six Flags, is a 7.5. And that's, I mean, it's a higher number, but I do appreciate the grittiness of going up into the station. Coming into it, it's just like cardboard, but like going up to the station, I appreciate that theming. Makes you feel like you kind of are in a Batman movie. Total track smoothness, though, even throughout the year, is still holding up at a 7. Airtime at a 3. Like I said, with these types of coasters, it is going to be minimal for the airtime. And a total re-rideability factor of a 6. Bringing in total tempo tickets for Batman the Ride at a 6.3 total tempo tickets for Batman the Ride. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, about to get on Nitro in a few minutes, but I want to show you the Granny's Chicken Spot. When I was a little kid, my mother and my aunt would always take me here, and this is where we would get lunch all the time because they had the best deal. They had like a 30-piece of chicken, and we always came like 9 deep. And this is the place, Granny's Chicken, right in the middle of the park. Mobile ordering only, apparently, but I'm coming in here to use the bathroom. So I showed you guys Zuma Jarrow before. Right here, for the entrance of Zuma Jarrow, they had to take down, unfortunately, this classic wooden roller coaster here in the park, known as Rolling Thunder. It was a dual racing Woody, one of its kind, the first ever wooden coaster I ever been on. But they used to let you jump in the test seats here. They don't click down anymore. Actually, I can't even. No, they had the pedal locked. I can't even like give you the pedal to click on it. But either way, oh, this one goes up and down in the back. Hello. But either way, Theme Park Tempo on YouTube. But either way, Rolling Thunder, wonderful ride. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Six Flags Great Adventure was supposed to get the world's tallest, fastest, and longest single rail roller coaster called the Jersey Devil. Unfortunately, because of COVID, construction has been pushed back, but I am very happy to see there are some track pieces on there. Next up on the chopping block, ladies and gentlemen, is the B&M Hyper, known as Nitro. She debuted here back in 2002. My first ever B&M Hyper, not my first ever B&M, but my first ever B&M Hyper. She is wonderful to ride on, 228 feet, 80 plus miles an hour, wonderful ride. Give me my thoughts when we get off of Nitro. So Just Have was probably, I don't know, actually I haven't never kept track of my rides on Nitro, but probably was close to at least 500 rides on Nitro. Either way, great B&M coaster, great speed, great drop, wonderful helix at the end, which makes for some excellent blackout G-force. Nitro was wonderful. Now my technical breakdown on such coaster. Next, ladies and gentlemen, is one of my favorite coasters in the park, the B&M Hypercoaster known as Nitro. Nitro debuted in 2002 and has been delivering ever since, 18 years strong and counting. Nitro's intensity at a 7.9, lots of dips, lots of dives, really fast, lots of G-force. Total track layout of 8.5. Not only is she wonderful to look at, but the surrounding area of the Pine Barrens, perfect place for a roller coaster. Theming altogether of 6. This is based on the Q theming, not the actual Pine Barrens, which it doesn't count as anything you added to the ride. So that's why I don't put it that high. Up next, though, for smoothness, with being 18 years old, still at an 8.5. Like I say, B&Ms are built to last, and Nitro is no different. Total airtime factor of 8, though. I wouldn't say an airtime machine, but definitely way above your average roller coaster for airtime. At least the ones that I've been on to. I mean, obviously the ones I went on at Diamondback, just itself over at Kings Island, I thought you got a little bit more airtime than Nitro, personally. And then total re-rideability factor of an 8.2, which you keep going on and on and on. Nitro again. Ranking in the total tempo ticket score for Nitro at a 7.97. 7.97 total tempo tickets for Nitro. My friend Danny's stomach was hurting him, so he set off Nitro. We're going to scare the living bejesus out of him right about now. Ah! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, had a full day here. Got everything in here at Six Flags Great Adventure. My friend Danny is going to give you his thoughts on going to a theme park wearing a mask. You tapped out on Nitro because I feel it was the mask that affected Nitro, right?
Because of this, man, I don't know. If you're going to go to a park and you're going to have to wear the mask all day, I'd recommend checking the weather and making sure it's like under 90 degrees, because if it's not, it's going to be unpleasant.
Okay.
You're sweating, you can't breathe.
So pretty much you got off of Superman before, and you were like huffing and puffing.
Yeah,
right?
What was the Superman might have threw my...
But now that we're in a mask relaxation area, you take your mask off, you feel better, right?
I took my mask off for about half an hour, went and sat somewhere, and I feel a little bit better, but these things definitely don't help. It kind of ruins the experience.
Going to a theme park altogether, yeah.
Yes.
You're supposed to come here next week with your girlfriend. Are you going to tell her don't come, or like you guys going to still come?
Nah, we'll still come, but I'm going to try and choose a day where it's like, hopefully in like the 70s and it's not brutally hot outside.
Okay, right on.
So, right?
I do gotta appreciate rides that do operate when it's raining. It's not a torrential downpour right now, but it is raining nonetheless. We just returned our flash pass here, waiting for the rain to let up, but it's not horrible, so we're gonna make a jet for it. But I do appreciate theme parks that operate in the rain, which means there's no lightning in the area, at least in the immediate area. I mean, it is fun to go on the rides in the rain, and I do appreciate it because you get your rides in. One last look at the Joker, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our final view here at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. Right behind the Main Street Fountain. We had a wonderful time here today. The Flash Pass helped me out. I mean, like I said, this is my home park, and I never did an actual review on it until today. But I love coming back here. I had the season pass. Definitely going to give it a whirl for Fright Pass because we talked to somebody today and they said, hey, Fright Fest still might happen, which is awesome, amazing, great times, ladies and gentlemen, here at Six Flags Great Adventure. Now it's time for my actual technical review of the whole park itself, the biggest theme park in the world, in Six Flags Great Adventure. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my technical breakdown of Six Flags Great Adventure as a whole. Before I get to that really quick, there is another roller coaster in the park. And there's a kiddie one too, but there's also another one, a family coaster known as Skull Mountain, which is an indoor, moderately themed roller coaster. Unfortunately, it was shut, so I didn't get to show you anything. I could have showed you the outside facade, and I apologize. I kind of slipped my mind, and I didn't get any footage of that. But altogether, Skull Mountain, though, would rank in at about a 5.3 for a total tempo ticket score. So here we go, Six Flags Great Adventure, ladies and gentlemen. Total theming all today for Six Flags Great Adventure ranks in at a 6.2. A lot of Six Flags parks emphasize the cardboard cutouts, and I hate it. Some good aspects of the park, at the observatory in Gotham City and all along that way. I do appreciate the boardwalk area and some parts of Frontier, but it's not immersive theming nonetheless. Total cost 5.5. I spent $12 for a beer. It's up there. You're paying an arm and a leg if you want to eat and drink and have any more fun than just going on the rides. Total cleanliness of the park, unfortunately, at a 6.7. I've seen the park cleaner. I've seen it dirtier, but I've also seen it a lot cleaner. However, though, total quality of attractions ranking in at 8.7. They have King Dakar, El Toro, Zuma Jarrow, Nitro. So many classic, world-class rides here. Really great to get on. 8.7 for that. Operations, though, unfortunately, it follows the theme, ranking in at a 6 for Six Flags. Not the most up-to-date, up-to-par operations they possibly could have. And unfortunately, the upkeep of the park does ranking at a 6 as well. There are a lot of dinks and danks all around the park, which is unfortunate to see in any theme park. But, I mean, the upkeep's okay, but it could be a lot better. Ranking in a total tempo tickets for Six Flags Great Adventure at a 6.61. 6.61 total tempo tickets. Six Flags Great Adventure. I'll catch everybody next time, and until then, I'll meet you at the Midway.